as we kind of wrap up the NFL draft, round number 1, as we get ready for rounds 2 and 3, the biggest surprise, I think, for a lot of people when you think about last night's first round was the Will Levis, the quarterback that many people thought would be drafted in round 1. Many people thought could be drafted number 1 overall, possibly. Didn't happen. But then number 2, possibly likely. And didn't happen as well. First of all, you can't always believe Vegas. Everybody ran to, the Vegas odds. Oh, my God.
Talk to your mans over there.
Vegas is saying.
Talk to your mans over there.
I'm going to be honest with you. And this is not a shot on Reddit. I don't go on Reddit. I don't know what Reddit is.
Yeah, stay off of there, Kirk. Trust me.
I've had buddies of mine who send me they send a link, and then you tap the link and say, to continue reading this story, go to the Reddit app or go on Safari. I'm like, what is Reddit? I don't even know what Reddit is. So when I heard the story of Will Levis tells a family member that he's going to get picked by the Houston Texans at 2, I believe, or some rumor. Mm-hmm. That Reddit ran with it, and then everybody start running to Vegas, I guess, or start going and dropping money on Will Levis. And it just seemed like there was just way too much smoke about Will Levis and him going in the top 5, the top 10. And then all of a sudden you start to look at the way the draft was playing out, and everybody starts to play this game. Where is the team that could draft Will Levis? Once it got out of the top 10, you're like, I don't see a team right now that's going to draft Will Levis. And that fall continued, and it continued. And each time they kept showing the green room of him and I believe his girlfriend, his family, sister, all that stuff, you just saying, here's the guy that's sort of, they always have that one player, right? It's always that one player who has to fall in the draft to give us the drama, the suspense of who's still in the green room. Look, there were other players in the green room. Keon White was an outstanding player out of Georgia Tech. He'll be picked at some point today. Also, Brian Branch, outstanding cornerback / safety from Alabama. He was also in the green room. But nobody cared about those guys. Everybody cared about Will Levis and the pictures that we kept seeing. And to his credit, Will Levis played it really cool. In a moment where a lot of people, you are on the stage. I mean, I've seen some cool tweets so far. One coming from probably one of the best tweeters out there currently right now, is doing a great job, is Sauce Gardner, who says, hey, God don't make mistakes. Will, you're going to be great in this league. Don't worry. Like, that's cool that other people realize that don't let this moment define you. I know Geno Smith can be the poster boy for don't let being in the green room all night define who you were. I remember I asked Geno about that. You know, you only had one suit, huh? He was like, yeah, man, I only had one suit. He had to come and put a sweater on with a collar shirt coming out of it, because that's all he brought with him. And yet here he is signing an outstanding big time contract, made the Pro Bowl last year. So this moment won't define Will Levis, but it's about how he reacts. It's about how he now goes out and competes when his name is called. I thought that was the most intriguing thing that I saw with the draft. Once my Anthony Richardson pick number 4 by the Indianapolis Colts, as soon as I saw that, I was like, all right, I'm good. I just want to know where Richardson was going to go, because he was such a prospect that I was just like, where would he go? And then it's like, okay, when's the next quarterback going? And so now we're in a situation where we get ready for picks in the 2nd and 3rd round. Is Will Levis even the first quarterback off the board when it comes to rounds 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7? Because Hendon Hooker also has been cleared by his doctor that he'll be able to resume some activities and he'll be ready to go for the regular season. So he's still in rehab, but he can definitely be a part of a team's plans if they want to use him, or kind of be in a situation where you're redshirting him. But this Will Levis thing is still, I kind of scratched my head because there was just so much smoke. And yet at the end of the day, there was nothing there for me, Brock.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised. I mean, you heard all the rumors.
Correct.
Richard texted us, hot rumor in KC, Pat's trading up for. I'm like,
yeah,
what is going on? Like, that would be insane. It just seemed like he wasn't a fit for a lot of these teams. A lot of the teams didn't need quarterbacks. Once the initial guys went off the board, the top 3 guys, you're like, well, none of these other teams need
a quarterback. Yeah,
need a quarterback or need a guy who can step in and start right away. They have their starters in place. So I know that I said that I was hoping to see a quarterback fall for the drama, which we definitely got.
Yeah.
But you hate to see it. You hate to see, a guy have to sit there and he's looking at his phone. You see, they cut to the GM. They cut to the war rooms, and the guy's on the phone. And they cut back to Will Levis. He's not on the phone. You're like, all right, it's not him. He's going to be sitting for another 10 minutes. And then I just can't imagine the anxiety and what it was like kind of sitting backstage there, just kind of waiting and waiting and waiting. And he said he's not coming back tonight. Will Levis, there's a report that he's not staying in Kansas City, so he's going to go back home and just wait it out. And I hope he doesn't have to wait very long, but who knows?
Yeah. I mean, we're going to get to what's more likely in just a couple minutes. We get all your takes on what's more likely to happen. But do you think that he kind of overplayed himself by doing some of his things on social media? I mean, the eating of the banana with the peel, the mayonnaise and the coffee, a couple of pictures of him, showing off the abs and doing all that. It's kind of, it was different. I mean, I want my quarterbacks to be a little more reserved, not as flamboyant. I want my guys to always seem professional. Do you think that kind of may have rubbed teams the wrong way, or is it really about his football that he is just not what maybe some people had him rated as?
Maybe a little bit overhyped. TJ, what do you think? I mean, he did some weird things. I guess that tells about his personality.
Right.
But he threw a lot of interceptions in college. He was much better in 2021 than he was in 2022.
Correct.
He had to transfer out of Penn State to get a chance to play at Kentucky. I mean, that's obviously a step down going from Penn State to Kentucky, all due respect.
Wow.
And so
to the SEC?
Well, SEC.
I got you. Talking
Lower, lower level SEC.
Kentucky's lower level SEC. Ooh, okay.
Penn State.
Them SEC people gonna come at you, man. Ooh,
Hey,
Brockman said that, not me. I am not agreeing with Brockman on that one.
Come at it.
And also, we know how deeply these teams they dig. Right, they dig through every facet of these players' lives. They go through, I'm sure, everything that they've ever tweeted. And it's so weird, us of a certain age who didn't have this social media to think that something that you tweet out when you're 14 can come back to bite you. But we've seen it happen, throughout the years. And every injury that you ever have, they're probably talking to your coaches, your friends, your friends of friends. And so they're really going through everything in your background with a fine-tooth comb. So you never know. Like, to me, was eating a banana with a pill on, was that weird? Sure, but that wouldn't stop me from drafting a person, you know what I mean? So there's got to be, but maybe Kirk, we really don't know what these guys are looking for. So maybe those are little red flags to some of these teams.
Well, I'll tell you this, the funniest thing I did see of the night, was that the Washington Commanders were on the clock at pick 16. They drafted cornerback from Mississippi State, Emmanuel Forbes.
Okay.
And so it's like, hey, Emmanuel Forbes, he's about, 6 foot, 165 pounds, and then they're about to run the video. And he was like, oh, he's a pick six waiting to happen, meaning he's, he likes to pick the ball. The first highlight for Emmanuel Forbes is Will Levis throwing a pick six. I'm saying, well, there it is. Here we go. I mean, you talk about having a bad draft profile video. It's more for the other guy. Will Levis throwing a pick six. Emmanuel Forbes picks him off, takes him to the house. So I thought that was funny, man.
I did not notice that, but that is hilarious.
I was like, wow, that's Will Levis throwing a pick six. We don't talk about that part of his draft highlight.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.